preparing the live stream meeting. Dun dun dun. We'll probably be live, but I don't know.
You never know.
You
Just
never know. It just
we
it
assume
just
we are.
it just turns on. Okay, there we go. We are definitely now live. And today is November 21. Today's Friday. Yay, happy Friday. And I don't know why. For me, I felt every day this week was Friday.
You did. You actually even mentioned it last time. You're like, so fr today's Friday. I'm like, no, no, it's Wednesday.
Yeah, even on the coaching call yesterday, I was like, "All right, guys, have a good weekend." And they're like, "What? We're
Like,
gonna
wait a
trade
minute, what?
tomorrow." I was like, "No, you trade on Monday." And they're like, "No, we're trading tomorrow." I'm like, "What?
It
It's
means
Friday."
you're looking forward to something. It just may be Thanksgiving.
Yeah. So today is the Friday before Thanksgiving week, and today we're going to be talking about. Oh, by the way, this is disclaimer: trading can be risky. It is risky. You can lose a lot of money. We all have, and if you haven't, you will. Don't worry.
Called
Uh,
Wall Street tuition.
yes, talk to your financial advisor before you do anything, and just be, don't trade with money you can't afford to lose because you can. So let's see. Market's up nicely today. S&P/X is up 1.6. The Rut's up 3%. Big move there. Nasdaq is also up 1.5. Dow is also up 1.5. Gold is up. Gold is up 0.5%. VIX is back, creeping back towards 22, a little less than 23. And Bitcoin is still selling off now below 85,000. So oil is also down today, almost 2%, based on the news that Trump has another deal or another idea of how to have peace in Ukraine and Russia. So if that happens, then oil prices will go down because the sanctions will come off of Russia and they will sell their oil again, which they are already doing, but probably not as much as they would like. Who knows?
Kind of goes back and
It's
forth.
going somewhere. It's not like they're not pumping. It's going somewhere. So, um, we were just talking before we got on. Market power yesterday. Man, the move yesterday was a little bit crazy, right? So we had
So,
let's just dive into it, right? So we had Nvidia come out with earnings, really good, and so you're looking at the futures, and I was looking at the futures overnight, and I'm like, oh man, Nasdaq or
tomorrow's going
S&P.
to be a
Tomorrow's
black,
gonna be
right?
tomorrow's gonna be a lottery day for the Phoenix because we had it on, and I actually told everybody this. I was like, well, Matt told me he because Matt normally trades the Phoenix. He's the one doing that, and he's like, oh, I'm gonna be at the doctor, so I need you to
I
handle
should have
it.
reminded you, so I should have done.
And I totally forgot. So by the time I got to the office, the markets were already negative, and I'm like, wait a minute, they were up like 1.5, 2% in the morning. What the heck happened? We would have had an amazing lottery day. We had a market power day to the upside, signal to the upside. And then by the time I got in, market was already negative, and then it kept going lower all day long. So, um, on the club call yesterday, in one of the groups, one person actually hit it. He hit the lottery. He's like, I didn't hit it on the upside, but I hit it on the low side. I hit it on the puts.
Oh, nice.
But yesterday, you would have hit it on both. You would have
Yeah.
hit.
So I looked at it from the high in the morning to the low in the evening, which is pretty much the end of the day,
Yeah.
286 points.
Wow. Yeah,
So
big. That was a big.
quite
So
a
I
jump.
mean, you probably could have made a couple $1,000s on both sides.
Yeah.
Yeah, I messed that up. That was probably the best day we've ever had, hitting the lottery on both sides. But it is what it is. So, market closed down yesterday, but we did have a market power day yesterday. Very end of the day, right?
Very end. I stress the very end, right?
You got filled in after the bell closed.
4:02
Yeah.
Eastern.
So most people don't know SPX as an index does trade after the bell market closes. It keeps going for another
And
what, 15 minutes?
15 minutes of
Yeah.
4:15. So you have plenty of time, right?
And
To
how'd that trade work out today?
it worked out great. I got filled for a good till cancel order right around if I can remember 11:26 this morning. So
So not
relatively easy
so not
trade.
not at the open, but still
Right.
relatively close. You
Yeah,
didn't have to do
usually.
anything. Cool. So that's, I don't know, that's in the trade number 6 or 7 for market power this month.
Mhm.
And we still got a month or a week left. But next week, we're taking it easy. So if you have any issues with anything Option Genius related, wait till the week after because we won't be there. Well, we will, but
Eat
I will.
your
I
turkey
will.
and relax.
I'll be there. Everybody else is off, but I'm there for a while. And so I wanted to go over that and talk a little bit about Thanksgiving week and how do you trade Thanksgiving week? How should it be done? Because it's not a normal week. I don't know offhand. I can't think of any other day in the market that is a half a day. You know, where the markets are like even the day after New Year's or the day after Christmas or whatever, they're still open the whole day, I think.
Right.
I
Yeah,
think the day after
we
Thanksgiving.
may be there may be like one or two that we're
I
not thinking,
I
but
I I don't remember. The only one I know is Thanksgiving Day is or the day after Black Friday is the only day that the market is open for half a day. I might be wrong.
right. And you always get these questions. People are like, "What's going on? Like, why is my computer screen not moving?" And you're like, "Oh yeah."
Yeah. And so so we need to be careful. We need to just be aware of that, right? Um, because if you're getting into positions or doing something or whatnot, you only have till 1:15 Eastern time to that's it. That's it. It's
But
over. So you get a couple hours extra off. Uh, but a lot of people are off on Thanksgiving, so I wanted to figure out like, hey, what's the best way? So I did some research, did some digging, and we found out that most Thanksgiving weeks are bullish weeks. They're normally up, you know. They're low volatile. The VIX is usually coming down because there's really no news.
Mhm.
There's no earnings. There's no government stuff. Everybody's off mostly. And if you're not off, you're kind of off. Like you're not really working full speed.
Kind of easing down, kind of ramping down,
Yeah.
right, in your
Yep.
life.
Yeah, people are not thinking about what they got to do. They're thinking about, okay, I need to go plan and I need to travel. I need to pack. This person's coming. I need to cook. I need to, unbutton my belt. They're
Little
thinking about
space.
it's like, oh man, my diet's going away. So nobody's thinking about work and trading for the next week or so. So that's actually pretty cool to know, right? That it is bullish. The day before Thanksgiving, the Wednesday, is usually one of the best days of the year in terms of how often it's up. It's just almost up every time. I don't know the exact number, but when going back, it's just really, it's a really good day. And so I don't know if you're not.
Interesting to delve into why that is, right? Is it just psychology? Is it just, the masses are just generally happy and looking forward to something? Who knows, right? It's,
I
it's
don't
quite
know.
interesting.
Maybe it's the computers. The computers are all happy that the
Like,
humans are the humans are off, and the computers are like, hey, hey, they left us alone. The computers are trading. They're all excited. Um,
it is a pattern, right? That repeats
yeah. So I don't know
statistically.
that there's something to that, like, hey, how do we, if we know it's going to be an up day, how do we take advantage? Maybe buy some calls the day before and let it
Yeah,
ride.
maybe.
Might be something to
Be
to
also
take.
interesting to look at the VIX because it is elevated, and it'd be interesting to see if it kind of goes ticks down lower as we head towards Thanksgiving.
Yep.
So,
So like, right now, let's say it's 22.75 as of today.
right, it was like
So
27 yesterday or 28.
yeah, so let's go. The week on the Monday after Thanksgiving week is December the 1st. So I'm just gonna go right down. I'm just gonna write down 22.75 VIX, and then on Monday I will write it and see what it is on Monday, and hopefully it is lower, and that will be right.
Be a good little experiment. Kind of
Yeah.
see what happens there.
And so people, the one thing we haven't mentioned yet is that you get a day and a half of extra theta.
We
Markets are
love
closed.
data, especially what we do.
The options will be expiring. So put your trades on today, Friday, not Monday. Put them on today, because that data decay will start coming out
Yep.
at the end of the close on Friday. Uh, and so you get not only the weekend, but then you get a day and a half extra, plus you get some other, the 2, 3 days that really nothing much is going to happen. Hopefully.
Well,
Sometimes we get
sometimes
fireworks.
there, right? Sometimes there is, right?
Yeah. When was well, what were you mentioned that earlier, like the big craziness that happened a couple years ago.
So that was in oil, right? And it was like a flash crash, and I think if I remember correctly, I don't know exact. Oil dropped about 10 points, but it was very quick.
It was like 8%. It
It
was it
was
was
it
it
was
was a
incredible. Like people were kind of like, "Whoa, what?" It freaked everybody out, right? But just as it went down, it reversed back up. So, and there's a lot of it's low liquidity, right, during those times. So there's not, it's thinly traded. So there's can have a lot of price movements. Um,
yeah.
but it didn't really hurt anyone unless you got out, right, at that point. So it happened pretty
Mm-hmm.
quick. Yeah.
No,
So
we
you
had
need to
told
stay calm and relax about that, knowing
we
that,
had told people, hey, look,
yeah,
don't need to worry about it, don't need to trade, nothing's really happening. But we still did have people that were watching and they got out and they're like, oh my God, the world's ending. I don't know what they were thinking, but 8% is probably the largest move I've ever seen in oil in
right.
one day. And so they freaked and they got
It
out.
didn't last long either. It didn't. It was pretty quick,
And
right
if
back to where it was.
the day after Monday, everything was back to normal. It's like nothing happened.
Right.
It's like no, totally normal. Nothing happened. Volatility is back, and they were like kicking themselves. They were like so mad. I remember that we had
So
to
now
like
we remind everybody of that experience, right? So it's not that it hasn't happened the last few Thanksgivings.
it was just once. I mean, the last
Yeah,
15
just one time.
years, that was the one time, and I don't know, somebody came in and just dropped a whole bunch, like sold a bunch of option or sold a bunch of contracts right away, or somebody pressed a button and said, let's see how far we can play with this thing, and just sell, 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 and the market
Yeah,
crashed because there were no orders, there were no takers, nobody was buying, so it just fell. But you know,
yeah, it can happen.
yeah, I mean, if you get like level two quotes or you get the more advanced packages, you can see where the orders are, and if there's very few orders there, and if you come in, let's say there's only like 20 or 30 orders sitting there to buy at certain prices, and you come in and you start selling and you hit all those orders, there's like a pocket where there's nobody there. There's no buyers
Right.
because nobody thinks it's even going to get there, because
Right.
it's not
It
trading.
continues, yeah.
And then it just drops, then it goes to the straight down to the bottom, and there's somebody that has their order like, okay, I'll pay $5 for this.
You're like, man, this is the deal. Boom.
And it goes down to that hit. It goes down to that order because that's the next order to get filled. And then you know
Always a floor somewhere, right?
hmm yeah, so whoever's putting that order in, they're making it, because they're buying it so cheap. But yeah, so how are you playing this Thanksgiving? Are you playing Thanksgiving? That's the first question. Are you playing it, and then how are you playing it?
I'm playing it. I'm kind of winding down what I'm doing. It is a quiet time. So if you're going to put in positions, I think it's a good idea now that you take advantage of that decay and what you're doing. Otherwise, that's like just take a break like everyone else and come back and reset yourself. I think Thanksgiving is a great time to reset yourself, just like everybody's out there trading, to get your it's like almost like a recess, right? Just clear your mind. You traded all year, take a little break like everybody, and come right back into it. So I don't think there needs to be much going on right now. So I'm taking it pretty easy.
I like that idea.
Yeah, I mean, take it while you get it. Take the
hmm
break,
I
reset
mean,
yourself.
yeah, we've been trading for a whole year, 11
Yeah,
months down. We've been trading. We've been dealing with all the nonsense, the Trump tariff tempers and the
Mhm.
the all the executive orders and all that stuff. We've been dealt with it for a whole year. It's been stressful. It's been annoying. The Fed going up and down. Oh, is it going to get fired? Not going to. There's so much stuff happening this year. You
Sure.
have a break, and why
What's
not?
better? You can be with your family, relax, do whatever you need to do to reset yourself, come back, hit the rest of the year strong, and then continue on to 2026.
And while you're doing that with your family, you're not worried about what the market's doing. You don't even have to check
Right.
because you don't have that much on. Plus, you might be traveling, you might not have service, you might be stuck, you're not emotionally, 100% there. You
Yeah,
might be.
you want to be able to sit around, listen to stories, do whatever you're going to do. Don't choke on your turkey. Trading will be there when you come
Yeah.
back. So,
Yeah. So I think even though what we said earlier that, excuse me, that Thanksgiving is usually an up day, Wednesday is a really good day. I think, at least I think I'm going to do the same thing as you. I'm just going to not do anything.
yeah,
Just take it off. Just relax.
yeah. And then come back strong. Best thing.
I like it. I like it. So that's what we're going to do. Good. Cool. So that is how you play this Thanksgiving.
I agree.
Sweet, sweet. All right. Let's look at that SmackDown list today.
Okay. All right. So let me get it up.
So the SmackDown is our monthly contest. And this is the final week, right? We got 1 week left. And the 20 oh, oh, wait a minute. How are we going to do this? How are we going to come up with the final numbers? I guess we'll have to do it on Monday
Let's see.
because we're not.
Yeah, so 30th.
The 30th is Sunday. Friday is half a day, like I said, and we're not here. Monday is when we will have to come up with the final numbers.
Right.
S-
Cyber Monday.
Cyber Monday.
Cyber
So,
Monday.
all right. So we will. Okay. So you'll update the sheet on Monday, and then we will
Hmm,
announce the winner on Wednesday when we're having our show. How's that?
that is the deal. All
Okay.
right. So
All
we'll
right.
do it on Monday and we'll have the
Yep.
numbers.
So our little horses here have one more week, not a full week, but they got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, half a day on Friday, and then Monday again. So 4.5 days to
A
go.
lot can happen.
Well, that can happen. And we still have SONN in the lead, but the lead is well, his the return is going down. It was over 40.
It was at one point it was 60.
Oh yeah, it was 60. Now it's at 40. Um, and then Donut is now, or D-Nut is now less than 10%. And then we still have AGQ, which is now in second place with a 12%.
Right.
So
Pretty solid.
yeah, but I am noticing like the other ones are losing more. They're heading lower and lower.
Yes, this is been consistently going bad.
And then Parker Hannifin was in second place. Now that now is in third place.
Yeah. So
Okay.
yeah, I mean, San's been pretty consistent so far
Mm-hmm.
this month.
Yeah. So Palantir has been on fire. People love it. It's like a cult stock, down 20%. So almost it's bear market territory just in November. Meta is down to 590
Yeah.
and negative. So the AI trade is not working for everybody. Nvidia itself is down 10% this month,
And
even
Meta
after.
really sold off just in the last, I'd say, week or so. It was,
No, it's been selling off. Meta's been selling off
not,
since earnings. They had earnings and then they've been selling off.
yeah.
So trust me, I was in the I'm in the stock.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Coming from a
they
man like I am in these trades.
it was at like 745 when they had earnings on October 29th. And then it fell to 667. And then since then it has just been going down. So it's
Okay.
been it's been going down straight for a month since earnings. My puts were assigned this morning.
You did get a sign. Okay.
I got my puts assigned at my put was at 7:45.
Oh.
So two puts, I got 200 shares at 7:45, roughly 29,500 in the negative, in the red right
Okay.
now.
So now you got to work your way back.
Yeah, so today I have sold two more puts and I sold two calls going out 3 months. So that's going to be if those both of those expire worthless, I'll make about $3,000, which is about 10% of my loss.
All
So
right. So you put those calls out 3 months, you said.
yeah, so the calls are 90 February calls, 91 days to expiration. I sold some 540 puts, which is $50 below where it is now.
Mhm.
And those are December 19th. So
I like
28.
that.
They're after the Fed announcement and they're after so there might be some movement there. But if the stock keeps dropping and I hit on those, I'm okay because I think that'll cut my cost basis down.
Mhm.
And so then I'll have 400 shares and hopefully Meta doesn't go out of business. So
I don't think they're going to go out of business.
I don't think so, but yeah, I don't like sitting on this huge loss. But it is what it is, right? Sometimes you have to. Sometimes you play the game and you get your hat handed to you. That's what it is.
Yeah, but
So
you can work yourself out of it.
it'll come back. I think
Yeah.
Jesse Livermore, one of the greatest traders of all time. You ever heard of him?
Yes, I have. You wrote
Yeah.
the right
The reminiscence of a stock operator.
operator. Yes.
He traded in the 1920s. He's famous for saying that the money is made in the waiting. The
This is
money is
very
made in the
true.
waiting. He was like probably the first technical trader before there was even technical analysis, before there were charts, before there were they didn't even have numbers. You had to
Back when it
go.
worked.
Yeah. Oh, that's he was the first one that created it. He was like I'm seeing a pattern in his mind because they're just looking at the tape.
It's
They
the
had a
language.
machine.
It's the
They had a
language of stocks. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
so in the back of the day, they had the machine, and it would just print out a little piece of tape or a little with the numbers, and then they would write it on the boards on the chalkboard. And every time they got a new one, they would update it, and then they would update it, and then the people would just sit in the little bucket shop or the market or whatever, and they just watch the board, watch it go up and down. Crazy, man. Crazy
I know it.
where we've come. They would be so amazed by what we have today. They're like, "Oh my God."
I know. I wish I could go back in time and just be in like the pits, just go into the,
Oh, it's crazy. Yeah, it's
yeah,
crazy.
just to see that, I know. And I never was able to. Did you ever see that?
No. No.
No?
The closest I got was one of my favorite Christmas movies, Trading Places.
Ah, yeah, of course.
Trading Places.
Classic movie.
Orange
Yeah.
juice pits.
One of
Yep.
my favorites. Yeah, absolutely.
Uh-huh. Mortimer! Mortimer!
It never gets old. It's one of those movies you can just watch over and over again.
Yep. It was
Great.
really good. Really funny movie. And yeah, so that's what the pits were like, and I'm glad I'm not in there because I'm not like a pusher and a screamer and a shouter and I'm not.
Yeah, I'm always there's some really good documentaries on the pits through Netflix. It's like how they do the signaling and what a day in the life is of a trader in there. And it's pretty interesting to look at. So
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so I mean they had them. They had the pits in Chicago with the options and the futures until probably maybe the 90s, early
mhm.
90s, I think.
That's when
Um,
I have to go back to actually get a tour.
yeah, you can still get a tour,
Yeah,
but
you can,
there's
but like
nobody
that would have
there.
been like wow, like
Yeah, you
in
can still get
action.
it. You can still get a tour. There's nobody there, but that was when all the computers started coming down and taking over,
But
and
now they're like, yeah, it happened right over here, and it's all quiet. It's like, oh,
yeah.
it,
And so
trust me, there's a lot of commotion over there.
it's funny, like all those people that worked in the pits, you didn't really have to have a college degree. You didn't really have to have anything. You could just come in, get a job, work because it was. I don't know how easy it was, but I've talked to a lot of people that worked in the pits, in the option pits and the options exchanges and whatnot, and they're not the smartest people
Oh,
on the
you just
shed.
assume that they are though. Like
Yeah.
I thought they were like, oh, super smart people in there, and
No, they're street smart. They
yeah,
know how to move around and how to scream and how to talk to people and how to make connections. At that time, it was a lot about how extroverted you are, and they would be able to get jobs
what
there.
kind of voice do you have? You can reflect over everybody, right? So
Yep. And so they were what was market makers. They were like, oh yeah, And then all that stuff shut down, all these people were out of work. So guess what they did? They started teaching people how to sell options.
there you go. They all migrate to somewhere, right?
Yes. Oh, I worked in the options exchange.
I
What'd you
know
do?
everything about order flow.
Yeah, it's like, what'd you
Trust me.
do? Oh, well, there was a guy on the phone and he would take the order down. And then there was a guy over here and I would take the paper from him to him. I'd
That's
run it back and forth. It's like, oh, really? You were a
it.
runner.
Between my smoke break.
And so now I'm qualified to teach options. Okay, dude. Cool.
What a wrecker, man.
It's like these people had never traded online or on a computer before. And they're trying to use the strategies that they used while they were trading in real life on the
Right.
computer.
Just
And they were like totally wrong. I was like, that's the time I was learning, Well, I was learning while these people were coming and I'm looking at them, watching them, listening to them, and I'm like,
you're like, doesn't
ah,
make sense.
yeah, no, like I can't do that.
Talking about. Yeah.
They're
And
like,
you
well,
realize
yeah,
that all this person did was just run a piece of paper to someone else and didn't even actually learn anything. I mean, they
that's
learned,
some, yeah,
of course, right? But
that's
that's
some
it
of
blows
them.
my mind.
Other people were just the guys on the phone taking the orders.
Yeah,
Other guys would just be like, well, when the guy from Goldman Sachs would come down, we would see what he's doing and we would do the same thing.
right.
Okay. How does that? I don't know anybody at Goldman Sachs. Sorry.
No, it's a wow. Just the changes, right, that we're having, and it'll continue to change.
Hmm.
We're seeing that for sure. So
Yep. Yep. So I don't know. It's interesting times. And it gets crazier and crazier. And then eventually, probably 10 years from now, we won't even have to look at the screens. We'll just have like glasses, we'll put them on and the screens will be like all over. It'll be like, and we won't even have to touch anything. We'll just think like, oh, sell that one, buy that one, do
it'll
that.
be like Alan's thinking about doing this. Okay,
Automatic.
sure. No, no, don't.
Everything will
I
be
didn't say. I didn't
automatic.
mean that. I didn't say it.
Undo, undo. Where's the undo button?
Cancel, replace. Cancel, replace. No.
But
Would you have it any other way, right? This is life, and it's a journey. So it's exciting.
yep. The one thing that continues is change. No matter how much we fight it,
It's
we
gonna
keep
happen.
changing.
It's gonna happen.
Yep.
So you got to roll with it.
Sweet. Cool beans. All right. So that is it. I want to wish happy Thanksgiving to everybody. It's been a wild year. It's been a fun year. Hopefully a profitable year so far. We got a month left. Let's
Finish it up good.
yeah, let's finish up strong. December is usually a very good month for selling options. November was a good month too. Like we didn't have any major bad news. I think it was kind of steady. We had good news on the markets from the Fed, and then Nvidia was well, okay, but markets are still doing fine.
There's a lot of good, you know, got a lot of good possibilities coming up for sure.
Hmm. Yeah. I mean, even like, with let's say for example, my meta position, right? I mean, it tanked. It went from 760 or something down to whatever it is now, 550. It lost a couple $100. That's a lot. That's a big drop. But it's okay. It'll come
Right.
back. It's
Yeah, you just have to have your thesis play out, how you're going to navigate it. You'll come back to even and you'll go positive,
so,
most likely.
and you wait and you play along and if you know how to mitigate it, then it helps. Because now if you're just sitting there, like if I had bought the stock at that price and and I watched it fall, fall, fall,
Right.
I'd be kicking myself. You know, like,
Right.
oh my God, I'm so stupid. Why didn't I get out? And oh my God, what do I do now? Do I get out now? Do I wait? And I'm sitting on
Or you
this.
don't know what to do, right? And you get out, right? And then you're for forever being like, okay, I'm sitting on that huge loss, and then you just feel worse. And
Hmm.
so, we have all the tools to get yourself out of that hole.
Yeah. So I was thinking
It's not
today,
really a
like,
big, huge hole,
no.
right?
Oh,
Look
well,
at it.
I mean, at 30 grand, it's a big
Yeah,
hole.
it is, it is, but it's doable to get out of, is what I mean.
Yeah. So, this morning I'm thinking about it and I'm like, okay, hey, what can I do? And I said, I could do this. I don't know if that makes sense. Let me try. And I looked at it, looked different strikes, looked at different time frames, and I'm like, okay, I like this one. And then let me see if I could do the other side. So the fact that within, 30 days, I can, even if the stock does nothing, I can get back 10% of my loss.
That's
That's a big deal.
fantastic. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So, and you don't, and even if the stock does go up, that's even better.
Yep.
If it
It
keeps
gives,
going
gives you your
down,
power back. Like it gives you, you have control over what you can do, right? You can do something as opposed to just sitting there and, oh, it's
yeah,
dropping, 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 dropping. You can do something about it,
you don't
right?
feel completely helpless.
Right, exactly. And that's the point,
Hmm.
right?
Yep. And it's like, I was talking to somebody this morning and he's doing naked puts on something IREN or something like that. It's a data warehouse.
Mhm.
And they just went public this year, new company, Are they gonna if the same thing happened there, I don't know if they're gonna be around for 10 years or 5 years or 3 years, you know?
Yeah, who knows, right? I mean,
Like that's why I like trading on something like, Facebook or Meta that I
right.
know is
I
gonna be
mean,
around.
yeah.
So even if it takes 3 years to get the money back,
I
right? Even
mean,
if it
stock
takes 3 years to get it
selection is
back.
very important, right?
Yes. Yeah. Step
I
number
mean,
one.
what you said just right there,
Yeah.
right? A
We
whole
don't
different
just
story.
uh we don't just sell the stuff that is the most liquid or the most volatile,
Right.
right? The one with the most premium. That's not the right one. It's always the wrong one. Almost
It
always.
is. It most likely will be because all these companies are competing at the end of the day. But a Meta and a Nvidia, those are big, huge companies. So the chances of them going out of business, not likely.
Yeah.
But
Sweet. Okay. So we'll keep you guys appraised on how that goes. And yeah, again, happy Thanksgiving.
happy Thanksgiving.
All right. See you when we come back, which is the 3rd of December on Wednesday.
Yes, sir. End of the year.